When it comes to wedding newspapers, I saw it coming. I did a video in 2023. Although I posted it in 2024, I said we'll see wedding newspapers in an era where paperless communication is on the rise, where we're seeing QR codes and digital invitations. Wedding newspapers just found a way to just fit right in. Welcome to Lointa Knows Weddings. This is part 2 of the 2024 wedding series. In part 1, I spoke about engagement rings and wedding rings. And now this is part 2. We're talking about wedding newspapers. What are wedding newspapers? Why are they everywhere? Why was my prediction right? Because I caught this, I said this. The thing with the wedding industry, and this makes me laugh all the time, is how influential it is. Because I think the wedding industry and fashion industry are very similar. We can talk about this in another video someday. A wedding newspaper is basically a wedding stationery. The day of the event program, the wedding program. And what does it contain? Different couples choose what they want to see in a newspaper, but basically one of the top things you see in a wedding newspaper is probably the couple story, members of the bridal party, details of the reception schedule, directions. For example, if they're having a destination wedding, locations where events will happen, and distance and all that, regular details you see in a wedding or event program is the same thing that is in a newspaper. The only difference is the newspaper template or format is the only thing used. That's the only thing used. So a wedding newspaper is basically a wedding stationery, and we saw them everywhere. We saw them at weddings. We saw them at bridal showers. We saw them at saved dates. People use wedding newspapers for saved dates. So I think that was really cool. So it's more like you see a couple just sitting and they're holding a newspaper like to announce the wedding. So that was creative and actually made sense to me. Love that style. But they were at weddings, bridal showers, engagement shoots, used for saved dates, wedding anniversary. I don't know if you spotted this wedding newspaper of Sarah Jakes. Wedding newspapers were everywhere. Will it make it to 2025? I don't know. In 2023, I was certain. For 2025, to think of it, I don't know. This is what I would say. For 2025, I think there will be a trend, yes. Even if we see a decline in the trend, wedding newspaper trend, I think it will be like towards the end of 2025, but definitely we'll see wedding newspaper in 2025. Yeah. I think the way people embrace it to 2024 is to spill over to 2025. But basically, that's it. That's what wedding newspapers are, and that's what they're used for. Just day of event or event dates stationery. And like I said, people use them for other pre-wedding events also. But what do you think about the idea? If you got married in 2024, did you use a wedding newspaper? I'd like to know in the comment section. Like I said earlier on, this is part 2 of the 2024 wedding trend series. In my next video, I'm talking about another wedding trend we spotted in 2024. And I'll see you in that video. So don't forget to subscribe to my channel.